Welcome to 2 on the 10.
Oh, we back 2 on the 10, baby.
Yes, sir.
Paul.
I'm Mitch. Greedy.
Oh, another day in the books. Wild ordeals going on over here. I'll tell you about it a little later at the end of the show.
Do you think one day they're not going to say books anymore? They're going to say the Kindle or whatever?
Well, no, because if you thought about it, that's how, what's the owner of Amazon?
Bezos?
Yeah, Bezos. That's how he started out selling books, man. You know why he did that? Because he felt people who read books have money. And so he thought that was a bigger market, and this grew from, because I remember when the first Amazon.
I remember it was all about books. Yeah,
It was all about books, Kindles. You know, I remember my mom was rocking the Kindle, for she likes to read, so she was rocking the Kindle for the longest time. And that's all I equated Amazon with was books. And then all of a sudden, I think he was like, you know what?
We'll just sell everything.
Shout out to everybody that was early on the Kindle game.
He was like, you know what? If I can sell books, shit, what else can I sell on this joint?
That's what I say real quick, man. I remember that era a little bit because, you know, it was when the dial-up AOL internet, you know, you had to wait like 5 minutes to get online or whatever, and then you got kicked off. You had to redial up or whatever. But I'll say this.
Well, somebody picked up the phone.
Yeah. Mom, get off the phone.
I'm on the internet.
Or you know what used to kill me? My roommates in college, man. There'd be some person, first of all, they'd be playing like Doom or whatever all freaking night.
Right.
And so we'd miss phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, and phone calls. And then also, you know, like, yeah, it was crazy, man, because you're playing online.
Yeah, because you can only do one thing at a time. Like if you were online, you couldn't get no phone calls in, you know what I'm saying?
Our social lives, too. Me and my roommates were like, oh, we're waiting for phone calls to go out, man.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I didn't think about that. Like, what I think about now, what we deal with, and then back then, like, we just made shit work, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You made it happen. You were a facilitator. That's what I like to say, because here's the thing. If, you know, you might have had your pager, and not these exploding ones or whatever, but you had your pager, you didn't have your pager. I remember when I was in college, man, I didn't have my pager anymore. It was an expense I didn't need, and they were kind of outdated. You know, they were just starting to get cell phones, you know, shit like that, but nobody really had them, or if you used them, it was crazy minutes. And so you still had to be in the mix, you know what I mean? But everybody knew how to get to the party.
Right.
Knew how to get to the nightclub.
Yep.
Everybody had people meet them there.
Right.
And it just seemed like the people that made the effort, it just meant that much more. Whereas nowadays, everybody doesn't even want to put any effort into shit because it's all handed to them.
Right.
And it's like, and everything's assumed. Whereas back then, it was like, it was important to go to the party. It was important to dress fresh. It was important to get there at a certain time. It was, you know, It was important. And you made shit happen. Mm-hmm. And you made it happen in a world where, you know, it wasn't just always, you know, always just simple.
Helios just hit a double by the waist. Oh. You're welcome.
It always happens like
You guys are crackheads. Hey, I just want to say this. It doesn't matter. Hey, we switch from, you know, certain nights because football games are on. Doesn't matter what night of the week. All right, we're in the green room pre-gaming. Oh, hold on. I just need this. I just need this. I just need this. I don't care if it's December 31st through January 1st of the following year. Every night's the same thing. It's like Groundhog's Day. A bunch of Forrest Gumps.
Hey.
Mitch just mad he wasn't on the bed.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy I don't bet like y'all.
Hey, you know what's crazy? If you had told me nothing about the buyout, I wouldn't even thought about it. I was on you, and
Yeah, well, we both got
don't worry, we got paid out. Anyway, you know what I was
I said, send help. Send help.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny though, Mitch? I shouldn't think about it. Is remember the two-way pagers? Mm-hmm. Bro, that was texting before. Texting got big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I just think, you know, some technology is before its time, and I think that's because I always remember. I thought they were cool as shit. You flip it open. And you type whatever the two-way pages.
Kind of like your sidekick.
I still have one.
Oh, the Sidekick, yeah. That was another one, yeah.
Whatever happened to your sidekick?
I don't know what they would now, bro.
I still have my old two-way from back in the day.
What? Was your sidekick?
Oh.
Never mind.
Hold on, no, we got to tell this. Nah, see, you brought up this shit. All right, listen. Me and Mitch one night after work, we were at this gentleman's establishment that we were going to blow off some steam and have a few drinks after work, you know, with a couple young ladies that.
Hold on. For the record, that's not how it went down.
Sure.
That's not how.
Anyway, listen. This is back in the past.
Oh, I know.
Statutes of limitations.
I know.
We got girls now, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm telling this story. All I know, I left my two-way I left my
sidekick.
My sidekick. I used to love them motherfuckers too. Calling you, like I say, you flip text, all that stuff. That shit was, I'd go back to it. If they came back out with Sidekick, I'd go back to it. I love that phone. But anyway, I left the motherfucker on the table, okay?
I bought the beer.
A bottle of beer.
So we had, what do we have on the table? We had bottles of champagne. Oh man, we had drinks. We had all kind of shit that was on the table or something.
Now you're trying to paint a different picture. Hold on.
Nah, motherfucker. I'm telling you how we got here. All right, so
Now I can see how there's different versions of the Bible.
This is the King James story.
So I ended up.
I'm gonna give you the Book of Enoch.
Yeah, so I get up and I go to the bathroom and shit like that.
Number 1 and number 2.
And
He's going dookie in the club.
And so I come back and all of a sudden, my fucking sidekick is lighting up like a Christmas tree. I mean, literally like a Christmas tree. It, all kind of lights and shit going on. And I'm going.
They look like a light bright.
I look down. I go, bitch. There's fucking champagne, everything on the motherfucking table and shit. And I'm like, Mitch, what the fuck happened? I'm not going to say what was on his lap. I'm just going to say somebody answered the question for him on his lap talking about, we don't know. We don't know what happened. We were just sitting here. Yeah, right, motherfucker. You weren't.
I don't even. I'll say this.
Go ahead.
Story, first of all, I brought it up because Paul always holds me accountable for that damn sidekick, no matter what happened. It wasn't quite that dry. It definitely wasn't that dry.
Yeah, the sidekick definitely wasn't dry at all. It mysteriously got wet, but booty might have hit it, his arm might have hit it. Something might have hit the table to spill drinks everywhere. But to this day, I can't say.
Yeah.
And this dude is. He says he can't confirm or deny anything that happened.
I can deny it. Had nothing to do with it. I can get it messed up. I stick by that story.
He's like the diddler right now. Yeah. I ain't do none of it.
There ain't no Johnson's.
That wasn't me.
No.
And was there baby oil on the phone?
Nah, bro, it wasn't baby oil. There was champagne on.
I would think if the diddler was there, he'd be in the back room someplace, not sitting at a table personally.
Drinking.
I'll just say there was champagne all over my shit, all over the table and stuff. And according to this man, he still don't know what happened to this day.
What am I supposed to do? Police the champagne? Heck, I don't know. But either way.
That was a classic fucking story.
Normally people pour it into the glass.
Yeah, normally they do. It did go into
That
the
isn't
glass.
the only way you can drink it. I'll just say.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes, that is not the only way you can drink it. And obviously, somebody found that out that night. I'm just saying.
You know what I really like? Those ice sculptures when you pour the
Yeah. I was
think they're cool.
See, I was trying to keep it PG up with this motherfucker, but
Paul George.
It's looking more like I'm gonna have to.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to save the sidekick for unsolved mysteries. Once upon a
what
time,
happened on that Friday night?
I'm just saying.
Everybody knows.
I'm just saying. Like I told
if you have information, please dial 1-800.
Please call Paul Sell.
Paul Shields.
he was in the club. All over somebody. Because I get back.
1.1 gigawatts.
The chick's chest is all wet and everything. I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? Oh no!
First of all, I'm gonna have to Johnny Cocker this real quick. First of all, there was
the champagne.
No.
Ain't wet. You must.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that.
If the champagne was dry, you gotta look for another guy.
This is not the malfunctioning sidekick you're looking for.
He was like, "These are not the drawers you're looking for."
But no, seriously, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people at that table.
Oh, there was, huh?
Okay, yeah, there was. There was. Don't act like it was just me and the Don. There was a bunch of people at that table.
You was the closest one to the cell phone. Somebody was still wiping off their chest.
We talking about Ken? Either way, all right. Let's go on. So we're
I need to bring in CSI of this bitch. Oh my God, that is one of them.
But yeah, when you brought that up, because honestly,
God,
sidekick was like a two-way baby.
It was, bro. That was fucking. I love that phone. Like I said, you could You could flip it up. You could
I
text.
had
you know what I mean?
sidekicks all the way to the last one we even had the touch screen.
Yeah.
It's called the flip out keyboard. That was the last one they made. I had that shit.
I wish they bring that shit back. I think with the technology they have now,
retro with that shit.
Yeah, I think it would be dope as fuck. I'd run out and get one. So
I think that retro generation would probably love that.
yeah.
That's dope.
That was.
The Sidekick is dope.
No, listen, we had some good nights, bro. That was our blow off steam spot.
I was business meetings.
Listen, that was business meetings.
Meetings, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had some meetings after the business meeting at
write-offs.
Bobby Q's.
Yep.
Yeah. That's another story in itself. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this weekend.
Sorry we lost some of y'all.
Anyway,
This is brought to you by T-Mobile Sidekick.
all right. How was your weekend, man?
My weekend was cool, man. You know, it was no spilled champagne or nothing like that, but I know it was cool. Let's see. Actually, on Friday night, our boy Ken hit me up, and it was just interesting because we had just filmed the podcast, and everybody's talking about going to Singing Panda or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Hey, you want to meet me? You know, what's it called? Him and a friend." And so anyway, me and Chris, and then actually one of my boys, Randy and Corinne, we all went out to Singing Panda on Friday night. Man, amazing as always. So what's up, Tony? She said to say hi, Nick, by the way, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, she said she'll check out the podcast again.
Nice.
That sounds cool. So again, shout out Singing Panda.
There you go.
Again, I can't say it enough. I know that people might get tired of hearing it, but the best Chinese food on the West Coast.
No, for real.
And
fire, man.
everybody, I asked everybody that had what their favorite dish, because we ordered again. Chris ordered the house lo mein. I ordered my same, sesame chicken. I want to say someone got broccoli beef, someone got Mongolian beef, someone got some soup. I can't remember. There's a few other things. I did it's a good appetizer. Because here's the funny thing: when you're doing appetizers and you have 6 people, first of all, egg rolls, 2 egg rolls, you got to do about 8 of them, whatever. But they only ordered off from the 2. Smart for them.
But do the gyozas, the pot stickers.
Okay, yeah, pot stickers. That definitely. We didn't do that this time. But the sliced pork,
Really?
for $12.99, a ton of meat on the plate.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, enough to share. Whereas, somebody's like, oh, they got lettuce wraps. It's 4 lettuce wraps for $13.
Okay, but you get some sliced meat.
Yeah. No, pork. Sliced barbecue pork. It was nice. And then, so
You get it as an appetizer.
yeah, and it's just enough to share, pass around, and everybody can get a few slices. It was actually, works out pretty good. And then, but consensus, everybody, there was not a bad dish. Like, there's never a bad dish there. But 2, the consensus was 2 things. 1, the sesame chicken was everybody's favorite, probably other than Christian. She's the house lo mein. And then 2, people were freaking out because they had Sapporo on draft, of course.
Okay.
So that was Friday. Let's see, Saturday. Oh, had to get some pizza. They opened a Buno's. Remember Buno's back in the day? Buno's. They used to have one in Albert School and Guad. They have one they opened one over by, I don't know how.
Fox Cigars?
Yeah, Fox Cigars. It kind of doesn't seem like the.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. They change it up over there.
Yeah, so
they do pizza by the slice.
Okay, that's smart for them. Actually. But yeah, so now they opened a new location on Higley and Baseline, the Mason one. So I had to go check it out. Get a pie delivered. Got a cheese and a grandma.
Better than Trevor's?
You know what? It's kind of all right in the same category.
I'm trying to get the pizza Gestapo after Mitch. He's gonna be blackballed.
Yeah.
Go to Jets, you asshole! Get out of my pizza parlor.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I keep saying, man, when I'm thinking of where I want to order pizza, there's about 5 spots that are similar. That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's about 5 spots that are similar to me, and we're talking New Yorks for these, And to be honest, if I'm on one side of town, Ray's Pizza on 59th and Greenway is one of my favorites when they do it right. It's an original, But again,
I just want to get I like pizza by the slice for some reason. Sometimes I don't want a whole pie. You give me like 2 slices, 2 big boys. Let me fuck it up.
now let me ask you this, because who specializes in that is Venezia's.
Yeah, Venezia's. I love Venezia's.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Venezia's. No. I really like it. Yeah. When you crazy as shit.
Nah.
That was a beautiful thing. I used to live right around the corner from Venezia's. And I used to go in there because they used to have all these kind of different little specialty pizzas.
Yep.
You ever had a potato pizza?
Yeah. Yep.
It was really good. Back in the day, man, when Scottsdale, the other side of Scottsdale was popping.
Yeah, potato pizza. What was it called? Remember we had potato pizza?
Yeah.
By Nick's.
What is it? Slices.
It was called Slices, yeah.
It was called Slices?
Yeah, they
Okay,
still have one, I think, in Tempe or North Scottsdale.
I don't know if it was because we were, drunk coming out of the club or that shit was good.
Remember, we used to get the potato slice too, remember?
Yeah.
I used to get Don the driver it, sometimes,
That shit was fire. I like
Remember they used to have slices in Tempe.
Yeah, although, I'm not a big Tempe pizza fan. Ever since the original Gus's and
Yeah, there's still slices on Mill and then slices Desert Ridge.
I'm about to say, because we used to go to fucking Gus's in the back.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember Slices Desert Ridge. No. Yeah, Slices Desert Ridge, but nothing pops in Desert Ridge, really, so it's kind of funny.
Well, they got the backyard now. The old sandbar, I guess, is doing pretty good from what I hear.
Like I said, nothing.
Really over Alpha.
Nothing pops in Desert Ridge.
Oh, and they changed the sandbar in Gilbert to
The backyard.
to backyard now.
Yeah.
I'll go over there and try it.
One of our employees works there, Mitch. Z.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
over there. I guess she works there now. I saw some post. She's like, come see me at this place.
Gotcha, okay. I know you used to follow the employees from the store from 15 years ago.
She did the socks for many years with
High
us.
school back then?
When she was
Is that
up
the girl with the black hair?
Yeah, the little tatted up and stuff.
Yeah, I think
Cool. She's a nice girl.
So you used to talk to her or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they went out a few times, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
hung out.
But so back to the pizza stuff. So it was cool. Got a cheese and a grandma, but it wasn't. Again, not knocking it. It's good. It's right there.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. It seems like New York pies in Arizona are good. And then every once in a while you get
Not
the great
great.
one. Well, you see their capabilities, but you don't always get. I talked about last
Gotcha.
time.
It's not like in and out. Like when you go to
Yeah,
in
you
and
get
out,
the same thing every single
No,
time.
you're getting.
Every single time. Yeah.
You notice that in and out burger tastes the same every time.
No, I give them all the credit in the world because one of my favorite burgers when it's done right is a Whataburger. But again, I have to sit there like you've heard me go, oh, they killed it today.
Yeah.
They killed the Whataburger today, and some days the worst one ever. Where's the worst one ever, Nick? Ever?
And, was it Dallas Airport?
Houston Airport. Yeah. Or no, Dallas.
was Dallas.
That was Dallas. It was Dallas. That was the worst Whataburger burger I almost ever had ever. But
It was so dry and gross.
yeah.
I was like, ugh.
And then but yeah, so we did that. I actually watched movies Saturday, just chill because kind of go hard in the paint on Friday, chill Saturday, take care. Well, actually knocked out a bunch of stuff, but and then just chilled. And then Sunday we met up with y'all for football.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We actually three of us all got together and watched football over at Drew Brees chain. What's it called? Walk-ons.
Walk-ons. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a dope place, man. We got that big tailgater, packed. Man, I know the guy looked at us like, that's a lot of food, you guys. We fucking, I mean, they brought us out 4 boxes. We went through 3 out of 4.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then what we ended up doing was just like opening it up for the people that were like, Ken ate some later.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Marlon,
gotcha. There you
or whatever.
go.
Just had it there. But let me just tell you guys, if you guys, and I know they're deep, they have them in the South, and stuff from Louisiana to Texas and Midwest, and they just reached out to Arizona. But walk-ons, it's almost like a sports. It's like a sports bar, Papados kind of.
Yeah, I would call it a sports Cajun lounge.
Yeah, okay, Sports Cajun Lounge.
Yeah.
Fair assessment. But they have this one special I think is killer because you go watch Sunday football, you get whacked in the head between the drinks and then all the food.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna watch each game is like another investment,
Yeah, exactly.
So this deal here was pick 2 to 3. So of course we had 1, 2, 3, 5 people, 4 people, 5 people to pick.
Yep.
So we picked 3 out of the 4 options, and it was $69.
Yep.
And you got 12 burger sliders.
Yep.
We got 20 wings, right? 20 bone-in wings.
Yep.
The best deal to me was the 25 tenders.
Oh, the tenders were
25
fucking delicious.
tenders.
Yeah.
And then for $10, you add on a box of waffle
Box of
fries.
fries,
It
yeah.
almost seemed like unlimited fries because we never
Yeah,
ran out.
exactly.
And then we also added for $10
Spinach artichoke.
spinach artichoke dip with a bunch of chips. So it ended up breaking down like $25 a person.
Oh, no. It was listen.
with more food.
Yes, for what it was, what you normally, I mean, let's be real.
4 sliders is $18 nowadays.
Yes, I mean, I can go out there myself and spend $80 on a
Yeah,
fucking
without a doubt.
$80 just.
How many sliders were there?
There was 12.
I thought there was more than that. The whole box was
no, it was
full.
12.
Yeah, but they were big as fuck for a 4. They were big as fuck, and they were good.
Yeah,
I
those
liked
are really
them.
good.
That's what I'm saying. I was impressed.
Like put this way, I'd say you go to any sports bar, you're not going to get 4 sliders that size for under $13.
Yeah.
No.
Am I fair? Okay.
Most places, they give you 2 now.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I'm
used to
saying.
be 3,
I
now
went
they
to
do
Uncle
2.
Bear's the other fucking day, and they gave me fucking 2 sliders.
Yeah.
I was like, what the
And they charge you $12, $13.
fuck?
Right?
I was like, y'all
So-
struggling?
That's inflation, baby. Used to be 3, now it's 2.
So think about this. You got 12 sliders in that box, right? I mean, that right there in those prices, that's like $50 in sliders right there. and then 25 strips. You go to Popeyes for strips. Strips are what, $2 something a piece? Yeah. That's another $50 in strips.
Yep.
They're not $1. We know that, right?
And then you look at the wings. I mean, the wings are
wings.
probably,
Yeah,
what do we get, 25 wings?
Yeah, it was either 20 or 25.
Even 20 wings.
Yeah,
I mean,
20
that's 36, 40 bucks
Anywhere.
any place.
And then the funny thing is
$18
they actually, if we didn't get the tenders, we would have got the 50 boneless wings, which I'd like to see. But again, tenders and boneless wings, what's their bigger difference? You know? And then the $10 in waffle fries, that was like $30 in fries.
Yeah,
It was
it was a whole fucking.
It was like 8. You take 8 like Chick-fil-A waffle, large waffle, and double bit of rice. So it was easily $200 in food.
Yeah.
Easy.
He said, but if you're gonna do it, try to go there early because it does fill up the grill and stuff like that, and it slows.
Fryers, yeah.
Yeah, and it slows down people,
Yep.
you know, eating. But luckily, we were there early before it got.
We got put the order in,
Yeah.
and then again, when you can just graze and you have, it's like going to a Super Bowl party where you have food in front of you the whole time. Like that experience is priceless because there's not many places you can go to a sports bar and just keep. You're gonna pay $200. I'm sorry to have all that kind of food, and you could pick and choose. Oh, let me get this. Let me get this. Let me get a couple of these. Oh, I'm gonna snack on this, and everybody had more than their share, and there was a bunch to take left over.
Yep, it was like
definitely
80,
worth it.
It was like fucking $80.
Definitely worth it. And then last thing I'll say to finish my weekend, get you guys on, was what's it called? I ordered some you know, I've been on my grits kick trying to order. So I got this #1 ranked grits for the South. I mean, I know everybody's got their opinions, whatever, but it was, so Chris got down on some grits, made bacon shrimp grits. Bacon shrimp with butter and a little bit of cheese.
Ooh,
freaking
that's
phenomenal.
That shit.
She crushed it. She crushed it. And the grits were just creamy, amazing. And then now I got to try the yellow corn ones. I also got a different one too.
Okay.
But and then I'm already thinking of just like I want to do grits with just like some honey, you know, like a honey, or maybe even the honey hot. You know what I mean? Just do the honey hot with some grits for breakfast. Stuff like that. So yeah, she killed it again. Bacon, shrimp, cheese, and butter. It was freaking phenomenal. Just like a restaurant. So yeah, So anyway, that was my weekend.
There you go.
So what about
Grady? What you got?
You know, my weekend.
That shit was short.
My weekend was full of a lot of beverages.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Me and Mr. Shields went out Saturday night.
That was on accident, though.
Yeah, that was well. Saturday it was my boy Danny that I work with. His birthday. Happy birthday, Danny!
Happy birthday, Danny.
I won't give him a round of applause. Funny story. We go to a couple bars, and one of his friends, an older gentleman, came down. Danny has a summer house up in Strawberry. So this guy comes down, lives up in Strawberry. He's an older gentleman with his wife, and they're hanging out. And they're like, "This guy's crazy. He'll do anything if you dare him or you bet him." So Danny gets his phone out and he draws this rudimentary. It just says Danny, like scribble with a little heart, and then he put the number 43 under it because it was his 43rd birthday. And the guy comes. We go to the bar, and next door was a haircutting place. The guy's like, "I'll be back. I gotta get a haircut." Like in the middle of we're drinking, having a good time.
What time were you at the bar?
This is the middle of the day.
Okay, I was gonna say
it's like 1 in the afternoon. We're watching college football, drinking, and the guy's like, "I'm gonna go get a haircut." Walks over, gets a haircut. Comes back in. Danny's like, "Watch, I'm gonna get him to get this tattoo." So Danny's like, "Hey, I dare you to get this tattoo." And the guy's like, "If you pay for it, I'll do it." He's like, "I'll put it right on the top of my ass."
Oh, yeah.
So needless to say, there's a older gentleman from Strawberry that now has a Danny with a heart 43 tattoo on the top of
and you
his
can
ass.
confirm that.
I have the picture in my phone if you want to see it.
Sure you do.
With Danny's face next to it, giving the thumbs up.
Wow.
I started drinking at like 11 in the morning on Saturday. Got out, actually had lunch at Sal's Gilbert Pizza. Went and got a couple slices, and I'm gonna tell you, underrated drink, Peroni on tap.
Oh yeah, without
ice
a doubt.
cold Peroni on tap is
Without a doubt.
I love Peroni. I'm gonna drink that other minute.
Oh, so I had a couple of slices, 2 Peronis, then dropped the car off, took an Uber. My boy Chuck came with me, went up to Danny's party, drank till like 5 o'clock. Then I'm like, man, I got to get home. Drove home and, or took the Uber home.
Oh, you just purged yourself.
And no.
210 podcast
And I-
does not condone any kind of drinking and driving.
And I laid down, absolutely not. And I laid down and fell asleep. 2 hours later, Paul hits me, "You ready to go out?" I'm like, yeah. So we end up going to the porch in Gilbert, and then then we went over to Chandler and finished out the night in Chandler.
Yeah.
Got home at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Woke up the next day, felt like Laughlin. I'm like, Paul's calling me, get ready. We got to go watch football today. So I ended up rallying and drinking a couple Bloody Marys and then going there.
There you go. Bloody Marys were
Bloody
good
Marys
too.
were the shit. But then, I had a little change of life situation now going on in the mermaid season, I will say, is officially over. So
Do we have a?
we don't.
Do we have one of them?
We can go. We can go the hard stop in here, but yeah, mermaid season is over. So I have some things getting shuffled around my house and rearranged.
Okay.
And so be back out there trying to live battle the good fight again here shortly.
All right, man. All right.
I would, if we had the trademark to it, I would cue in Roxette. It must have been love, but it's over now. But I don't want us to get a copyright infringement.
Yeah, but
What about you, Paul? What was your weekend?
no, like I said, it was short. I mean,
think
you
we
guys,
just went through it all.
I know you guys just summed it up because I was with you guys all weekend. That was essentially it. I just got to conclude on Sunday. It was good because we went back to the Moose, and the place is interesting. But what I love about it was like everybody knew Mitch. It's kind of like if you ever seen the show Cheers, and when people come in, and that's how it was with Mitch. Hey Mitch, he come in and buying his motherfucking drinks and shit like that. But it was cool just to be able to sit there and watch the game, and then we end up seeing Ken for a hot minute. Even though I told him to come down like 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be right there. Yeah, I'll be right there. But no, he showed up. It was just good seeing everybody.
No, with that him and Big Marlon.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good just to hang out. So
Oh, definitely. That was cool. It was a good Sunday. Good Sunday for everybody.
yeah. But speaking of hanging out, this man seems like he's going to be hanging out in jail for
Hangman.
a while. Well, right now, talking about P Diddy, we're gonna keep you
I wish
guys.
we could just play again copyright.
Well, I think this is going to be a ongoing segment because this story, like I said, it has legs and it's
Tail,
and
a couple heads.
and I think it's gonna get bigger. Like you said, Mitch. I think this is definitely throwing bread to the
Bread and circus.
to the circus and stuff like that. I get it, but I like it for entertainment value. That's why that's why it's like our parents used to watch Days of Our Lives and General Hospitals and for entertainment purposes. But it was the same thing as fucking throwing bread to the masses to keep us calm down. But I like this story. I like the story for the simple fact that it shows that you can't continue to do dirt and shit on people and do all this kind of crazy stuff and it ain't gonna come to light. And they always say, whatever you do in the dark will come to light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is what come to, just since we left the show, Usher, Pink, they've deleted, 4,000.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it is allegedly. Well,
Usher came out and said he was hacked.
well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna call bullshit. What they both got hacked. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but they delete. You have all these, people resigning. You have people deleting emails and stuff like that.
A couple more lawsuits against Diddy.
Yeah, you had some new lawsuits that came out. Which here's my thing. I hate to say, there doesn't have any, legs behind it. But here's the thing is, I think sometimes if you've even been, here's the thing. If I was at the fucking, no, I probably wouldn't, but I could say if I was at a Diddy party, I could probably come out and say, he tried to drug me or some shit like that, and I'd get some run out of it. I'm just saying, people that have been around over anything, see it right now. There is so much blood in the water, and there's a bunch of sharks swimming around. So all these new lawsuits that are coming out.
But you can also see it this way. Let's say you're like a young, impressionable female in the industry, and you've been hiding it for all these years because you're afraid of retaliation, or maybe you've heard some of the super bad things that allegedly he may or may not be involved in. Mm-hmm. Now he's locked up, maybe never getting out. Now you feel comfortable enough to speak because he can't get at you anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's a possibility, but it just, right now, it's a money grab. Like, I always, and I never want to discount anybody's allegations and stuff like that. But my thing is, come out to me, and I would tell my daughter, if something happened to you, we're bringing it. No matter what comes against you, if people don't believe you, whatever, we're getting that truth out. That way, we're on record to say, hey, we weren't sitting back hiding, or we weren't. This ain't no money grab or nothing like this. This is what fucking happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just like when you have a dictator in a country, all the people of the country are, oh, we love him, and then as soon as he's overthrown, he was the worst thing ever.
Well, here's the other
Because they
thing,
don't have
too.
to worry
It
about
takes a
retaliation.
lot of bravery to be the first or second person to come out of the woodwork, because you're gonna open yourself up to things you've never even experienced.
Exactly
Like,
right.
look at the people that accuse Roethlisberger. Oh, money grabber, blah 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 blah. Even when you come out, like, again,
Same with the girl that accused Kobe.
yeah, exactly. So it's such a tough pill to swallow. And then the one thing about Diddy, and again, I'm not just going, let's even say allegedly, but anytime, he feels he's threatened, he threatens violence or repercussions,
people's cars
or
blow up.
different things like that. And so it's like, man, if you're a single female and you don't have a great support system, you don't have a bunch of backup financially and physically, you gotta weigh your options,
I read a lot of stuff on, I guess, in the early years, him and Tupac were really close. And supposedly,
He's got a tattoo of him.
yeah, and supposedly, like, Diddy was trying to get him involved in like a group situation, and Tupac wasn't having it. So
because he slept with supposedly Kim Porter and Pac slept together as baby,
together. And then Diddy was trying to get in and make it a threesome type of situation, and Pac wasn't down for it. And then supposedly that kind of started the rift between those two.
Interesting. So if you tell him no, then you'll get repercussions. That was in the indictment.
Let's say who said did you say Suge Knight just popped out?
So we were in agreement when we were going through the interview that CNN just had, Cuomo just had with Suge Knight from jail, and essentially he said, and I kind of agree with him. He says this is learned behavior. So these are the things that happened to him coming up in the music scene by Jimmy Iovine.
Was it Jimmy Iovine? Did he say Jimmy Iovine?
Yeah, that's
and others.
Okay.
Yeah, and others. But
I didn't know Jimmy Iovine and Diddy had. I know Clive Davis and him had a
Yeah, so
relationship.
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis, Jimmy Iovine, and
Suge had a relationship with Jimmy.
He listed like 3 or 4 people. I think he's just saying those are the types of people that
Got you.
Leroy
portray
Cohen,
that
Leroy
to the next generation.
Exactly. So he was saying, the way Sugar explained it, this has been going on for a long time, and this is just all coming to light.
Well, some of the crazy things. Let's talk about some of the comments and responses. And I do think there's truth in the comments. You got to use your own discernment, and you also got to take it with a grain of salt. But someone made claims that Judy Garland. Judy Garland. This has been going on since the Judy Garland days, and even before then. I have heard the rumors of Shirley Temple and all that stuff, and you even watched some of that stuff with Shirley Temple. You ever seen those films? If you go back, the only reason I know is because my daughter used to watch, a lot of Shirley Temple stuff, so I'd watch it with her.
Right.
And some of the hinting of the grown men on tape talking to that little girl is crazy. You even seen it in the 80s with Brooke Shields. How could she pose nude at 12?
Well,
that shit's crazy, bro.
the Blue Lagoon. You saw the Blue Lagoon.
But okay, and here's the funny thing about art. Art does 2 things. It hides like perversions and occultism and different things like that, and you guise it up as art. And 2, it's also a way to launder because you can never put a price on art.
Right.
So it's so funny how the Met Galas and all this other bullshit are tied into a lot of this stuff also too. Keep an eye on that stuff. But with that said, so even the Shirley Temples, the stuff that was said on tape on their movies, the way the old men would look at her and the way she'd flirt with them. And I'm not saying, it's learned, but who taught her that stuff? And then Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz, for the people that don't know. I've heard a lot of rumors about that situation. Someone said that it's crazy. It isn't. Again, keep in mind, this is allegedly. These are just rumors. That the midgets, or the little people, or whatever you want to call them, they raped her or something.
Munchkins.
The Munchkins raped her. There was something else. Oh, someone died on the set. There was supposedly. There was some crazy. I think the guy with the lead paint, the Tin Man, they painted him in lead, and he finally died or something. Yeah. And then there was some other stuff that haunted a few different people. And I used to hear rumors that the Wizard of Oz was a lot of codes that was for MK Ultra, for CIA programming. And then I don't know. So it seems like it's been going on for a while. Grooming, handlers. Is it mind control? I mean, look at if that's the case, look at Disney and Nickelodeon, stuff like that. Or is it just people take advantage of you and now you're going to?
Why is it not a lot of these Nickelodeon and Disney kids all fucked up when they grow up?
Why are they?
No, yeah. I mean, what do you think the reasoning behind it?
Okay, let's take the logical reasoning. Like I'm going to take the coincidence theorists. Okay. They're going to be like, well, it's a lot of pressure. Nobody's perfect. Look at how if your kids have issues, these kids have issues that are magnified. They're going to say all that shit, yada yada yada. You can even go further that these kids don't feel their worth because their parents are pushing them maybe to be something. Maybe even to make them money, et cetera, to be a product for them, to feed the whole family type thing. So I could see that to a degree, but it just seems like there's too many situations happening. There's too much of this grooming going on behind closed doors. And then you got to look at the companies that are being represented and their histories, the Disneys and the Nickelodeons, and look at the history. It's not like it's one isolated incident. There's a lot of different incidents. There's a lot of smoke. And what we always say, when there's smoke, there's fire. And again, you just look at all these child stars, especially the females. It seems like they start off just cute and innocent, and they create a following, and then all of a sudden you watch them flame on, and there's so many of them at this point right now, and it's like either that's just how it went, coincidence-wise, that's just how it went for all of them.
I know the two ones that stand out for me: Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears.
Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears. I will add for a while. What was her name? She was in.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. That's true. She faded off and got replaced. You know what I mean? Like in Hollywood. In fact, if you ask me, look at the timelines of Lindsay Lohan and when Emma Stone came up. You think about it, Lindsay Lohan was the cute redhead, Mean Girls, all that stuff. And all of a sudden she starts to fade. All of a sudden Emma Stone comes in the picture and does all these crazy movies. Right. And who she do a lot of these movies with? Ryan Gosling, who's another Disney guy, who came up with Justin Timberlake. And even Fergie was on was either between Disney and the Electric Company. It seemed like they had their little minor leagues for all this stuff. Right. Another girl that comes to mind for me, and I can't remember her name right now. Oh, Vanessa Hudgens. She came up on the whole Disney thing. Remember then her nude photos got leaked when she was underage. Supposedly she was sending them to Zac Efron. And then, she kind of goes on to play all these sultry roles. This might not have been a Disney girl, but even, Alyssa Milano, again, it always seems like all these child stars always get nude photo leaks or now phone hacks, and stuff. And, we can even talk, just think about whoever it is and it's out there,
Well, speaking of child stars, sucked up in all this Diddy stuff that we talked about it earlier is Ashton Kutcher. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how this man is around all these people that have gone to jail. You ever look at this? I know his dude was it Masterson? It was his best friend right there.
Almost even mentor for a second. They're depending on who you hear, but they ran the Hollywood scene. They were the party crew. Him, Masterson, and Valderrama, right?
And then of course, the diddler.
He met Diddy when he was doing a punk. They knew each other, but I guess on the set of Punk, Diddy said, "You can't punk me" or whatever, and so I guess they worked something out, and then they became friends. He started hanging with them. I guess Diddy even went. You hear the story about Diddy went to go jogging pulled up and went jogging with them or whatever, and and then they just became close friends. They were in their own little brat pack. I know Aston, was doing commercials for Ciroc. And and it gave Diddy some mainstream credibility. It was like crossover, if you ask me. And it gave Austin some hip hop clout, and stuff. And it seemed like it worked for them at that time. He went to a lot of the Diddy parties, and now that backlash is coming. And let's go even deeper in a second. But some of the biggest rumors is that there's some trouble in his household with, Mila Kunis, who is it wife now or?
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah.
And how'd they meet? And how old was she when they first were going out?
Well, they met on the 70s show.
Yeah.
She was 14. I think he was 19 at the time, or something like that.
Was it 14, 19, or was it 17? I can't remember. Either way, she was under.
She was young. He was older. He was of age.
Yeah.
And
she was under.
Supposedly they, things that happened on the set, and they went their separate ways, and then as they got older, they got back together. So.
And then you always tie in what happened with Danny Masterson. Yeah. He supposedly, he got prosecuted for raping a few women, including those he dated, raped, drugged, and stuff. And then of course the one girlfriend brought up. And now it's kind of even more interesting now because we brought this up before. One of the girlfriends who was vindicated in court of being raped when Austin and his girl Mila were defending Danny with their letters. She brought out, she ripped them to shreds, and then also said, brought out the situation insinuating that Ashton Kutcher had more to do with the death of that girl that he was going to go on a date with early on in his career, and stuff. And for people that don't remember that, Nick, can we refresh them on it a little? Do you remember the date?
I don't remember what the date was, but I know that he had met some girl. He was supposed to take her to some like Hollywood party. He showed up at her house. I guess he knocked on the door allegedly, and she didn't answer, so he just left. And then I guess they found her dead a couple hours later with his fingerprints on some stuff. And
let me go deeper on that one, real quick. But there's more details that are starting to leak out now with all this Diddy stuff. And again, let's just say allegedly for now, but allegedly, I guess, and it doesn't even make sense. Austin, who was supposed to go see her, was at Christy Swanson's house, I guess, hanging out or whatever. I don't know if she was cooking him dinner or something, but he was hanging out with her. He called and she didn't answer. I guess supposedly the person that ran the maintenance for her rental or whatever, I don't know if it was an apartment or it was a condo or whatever, that girl that he was seeing was sleeping with the maintenance guy or the guy that owned the condo or something. Yeah. So I guess he was over at that house that night too. And that never got brought up for years and years and years until like 2018 or 19, I believe. And so there's more to it. But Austin's story again doesn't really make too much sense because he supposedly was at Christy Swanson's. They were going to a party. He called her at 7:30. She didn't answer. He shows up at her house. What's it called? He sees what he thinks is red wine, or that's what he tells the police. The next day, he finds out, or it's brought up, in the public that she had died. He immediately calls the police and explains that, and nervously that his fingerprints are on the door handle, which again to us doesn't make sense because, why would you be trying to open the door? Again, I don't know. It's your first date with somebody and you're trying to go in their house and open their door. Who knows? And so it's just interesting because going back to Masterson's girlfriend, the former girlfriend who was drugged and, was a victim in his case, said, that I was there the night you called him when, she died and you're worse than he is or whatever. Oh, wow. And I know your little secret. Because he put you on speakerphone. Wow. When you were freaking out about what to do. Right. So that, again, take it for what it is. But now go to the Diddy, the 6 degrees of separation with P. Diddy, and now there's rumors that him and because of this that him and Milo are splitting.
Yeah. Wasn't Ashton also? Doesn't he do some charity work for children?
Yeah, sex trafficking. And they're saying, is this a front?
That's what I. In fact, when
is it a front or is this trying to make you a guilty conscience?
When he did an interview, and I was trying to decide, and I'm not trying to say everybody's guilty or there's a conspiracy behind everything, but there's not always just a coincidence behind everything either, or everything's not just face value, especially in this world, But with that said, I remember when he said, "Oh yeah, some authority was the FBI or whatever. We're trying to contact him to see if he could help them out in their investigation." Remember when he said that? Yeah. I'm sitting there going, what are you talking about? How are you going to help out in the investigations? It just sounded like good, PR? A good PR, good story to get, on the right side of things, when in reality, isn't any different than the people we think that run these schools for kids that, just funny things seem to be happening. You can't be fooled by donations nowadays, right? Which are write-offs. You can't be fooled by what's it called? That's the other thing too. You can't be fooled by what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, my mind's going blank. But when it's nonprofit organizations, thank you. You can't be fooled by nonprofit organizations because those are like the biggest tax shelters. It's almost like the rule book nowadays is you don't pay taxes if you have a nonprofit. And you just funnel everything to your nonprofit. Your nonprofit covers your PR. It covers all these write-offs that you write off, and you weren't going to pay the taxes anyway, so you look like a champ. And then everybody in the comments and everybody else looks. Don't comment about them. Do you donate what they donate? You know what I mean? That's the answer to everything. No matter what.
So here's my question for you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had, another high profile, celebrity or quasi-celebrity, I would say, with Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he went to jail.
Well, celebrity because of his trope.
Yeah, headliner.
And his associates.
And associates, right? Yeah. Okay, so, that's why I say quasi. So, but anyway, okay, he was he was taken to jail. He was put in isolation.
Yeah.
He was I don't know if he was ever put on suicide watch or not, because according to what Suge has said, when they put you on suicide watch, they take everything away from you. Anything you can hang yourself with,
shoelaces, everything.
Yeah, they take everything away with you. He says you literally in the cell, asshole naked, just chilling. So my question is, are they going to? Do you think these tapes, since Jeffrey Epstein, none of his black books names have ever come out yet? And I say yet, and possibly, they may get leaked, or somebody may figure out how to get those, Information Act or something like that. Suppose he has all these tapes of possibly compromising positions of people in high places, high authorities, or something like that. Do you think these will ever come to light?
No, I think they're gonna psyop us on this and basically do like a WikiLeaks or or for example the Epstein or the Giselle Maxwell lists, fake lists, allegations, finger pointing, but never anything coming.
Yeah, everybody's going to be accused, so nobody's guilty.
Yeah. Exactly. So and yet the subject matter keeps getting addressed till we're almost tired of hearing it, and nothing ever happens. And it's at the end of the day, it's almost like a big F you to everybody, because it's like this shit goes on. Half the people still are going to be like it doesn't, and then half the people are going to be like, well, nothing ever comes from it. I'm getting tired of hearing about it, And again, at the end of the day, they're going to accept it. It's just part of the world. Right. It's kind of like, let's put it this way: do I want to see anybody homeless? Do I want to see anybody die? Do I want to see anybody die from hiking in the mountains and shit? But we know that happens,
right?
And I got to go live in my life, no matter what. And again, if you can sit there and say that there's homeless people living, 10 miles down the road, they're going to burn in the summer and die. Well, then what's the difference? And you're not running out there tomorrow to go give them food, even though you like to, or water or shelter or help to bring them into your house. And then what's the difference in the acceptance of this shit?
Right.
Again, I think they know how to fuck with the human brain and where we'll take it, and what it'll make us do and what we'll accept. And at the end of the day, enslaving us into something else. I know it's way far, but...
So I got what you're saying. So here's my question. So say the tapes never come out, right? But they do an interview with P. Diddy and says, you know what? I want to make this a 2-hour-long special, and I'm going to name names up at this bitch.
He ain't going to do that.
You don't think so?
No, he's not.
And I'm going to...
But you think he's going to fall on the sword? You think he's going to take 15 to 20 years and fucking keep quiet the whole time?
You know what? Obviously, I don't know. I don't know if this shit's scripted. I don't know if the shit is like, it's finally time for him to turn in, for the life you promised. Now it's time for you to, to pay back what's needed for whatever purpose they're trying to do. I don't know. I just don't think, again.
That documentary would have the greatest soundtrack, though.
Yeah.
What's that?
If Diddy did a 2-hour special, the greatest soundtrack.
And let me ask you this: Can what's it called? Can "Missing You" be played at funerals anymore?
Probably. I mean, you shouldn't.
I mean, but R. Kelly's still playing. I mean, not
about funerals.
At weddings.
I mean,
I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing.
High school campus, I bet.
I think when you're playing music like in an open setting, are you really thinking about the artist?
I don't know. I know this. I don't want to hear P. Diddy at my funeral. You know what I mean? Well, I wouldn't be able to hear it, but like I'm just saying, man, don't be playing no "Missing You." Whenever. Yeah. You don't
want me to do that?
Hell no.
No. Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
I just want somebody 40 at his wedding.
Write that down.
What?
No
Diddy.
Missing You.
No Diddy.
No Diddy for
No, I mean seriously, like I think some of these songs take on a different, you know.
They take on a different meaning now.
Yeah. And then
All right, it's on the record. So if we're not around, and maybe we all mysteriously disappear after this podcast, Mitch don't want. I'll be missing you at the.
exactly.
Paul doesn't care, and no one's coming to my funeral, so who cares?
Missing you, huh? All right, take that off the list.
Exactly.
What about we ain't go in the way?
How about this?
We
This
ain't.
one's for my homies.
With the gangster lead.
Yeah.
Shout out to LRG LSG, excuse me, LRG the clothing company, but LSG from Sacramento back in the day with that gangster lead.
Yeah. So no Diddy at all.
No Diddy, just like the kids say. No Diddy.
all right.
Hey, do you guys ever? Okay, because I'm a comment person, so I look at all the comments. Do you guys see all the
No Diddy's not.
the no Diddy's everywhere? Like on anything that happened, they just say no Diddy. Like it doesn't happen.
Well, I love that how they instead of saying Puff Daddy or P Diddy, it's
Diddler.
It turned into the Diddler now. Yeah, that's what it's like that. It's like the Riddler. That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
Back in like the comic book character. Now you got the villain, the Diddler. I see that shit everywhere. I was like, bro, y'all are wild as fuck. But like I said, I love it for entertainment value. I really do. It's my soap operas.
Yeah, okay, well, it's bread and circuses. I mean, we all got to get it.
That's my shit.
Are you not entertained? I mean,
That's my shit. I mean,
they figured out with the
we scroll all day and it's my entertainment. It's the mind numbing.
Well, I don't know if you ever scroll through Twitter, like every other post is this shocking tape is about to be released with Diddy and X actor, Y actress.
It's so bullshit. It's like clickbait shit.
Yeah.
It's funny. I never even signed up for shit, and I see it on my phone popping down. Like
You talk about it. You talk about that phone and pick that shit up. Yeah. That's another stuff. But hey, before we go, let's talk about another breaking news. Another indictment that just came down. The current mayor, sitting mayor of New York, just got indicted.
Yeah, and there's not much out there about it yet, but supposedly maybe a foreign entity was funneling money into his campaign.
Holy shit.
But it's all like rumors and speculation right now because the indictment hasn't been unsealed yet. It just happened. So
Well, you have to if you're going to take money from a foreign country, you have to register yourself as a foreign agent
yep.
for that country.
Suppose he's the first mayor of New York, I guess, to ever be indicted.
Which is crazy as fuck to me with all the fucking corruption that goes.
without a doubt.
And a
all
lot
the
of people
corruption
are
that
saying,
goes all over the place.
people are saying because of some of the stuff he's done in New York and cleaned up that this is retaliation for that. But who knows? I don't know if any politician is on the up and up these days. So they're all corrupt.
They're all
Let's be real.
viable.
But I mean, I guess you can indict. They say you can indict a ham sandwich. You bring it, but that's crazy. I mean, like they were talking about. To give you an example, like Diddy brought up on RICO charges. They have a 98% conviction rate on that shit. 98%.
Well, when the feds get involved, they don't. Like we said, I think we talked about it last week, I believe. But when the feds get involved, they're not just going to throw up a case to lose it.
Right. But that's what, again, Mitch. Let's put yourself in this man's shoes, right? Don't. Minus all the other bullshit, but the feds raid your house, right? They leave, right?
Yeah.
What's your next move? Tell me what your next move.
Hide all the dildos.
And the KY?
No. They caught the dildos because they caught it on the raid. Everybody don't realize is they caught the dildos and the baby oil on the first raid that they raided his house. Okay. They didn't talk about the craziest thing. They didn't talk about I don't know why they didn't raid his other house. That's down the road. That fucking
There's nothing on
the
this
tunnels
that's
and shit.
logical.
The tunnel leads to. But anyway,
that doesn't work.
let me figure. But think about this. What are you doing? Like Mitch, if you're a fugitive now, I mean, well, the FBI is coming after you. Or the feds coming.
Exactly. You're taking all your money. You're trying to be liquid. You're probably going to join Russell Simmons in a undeportable fucking place.
Right.
But in the same token, that's why this is probably part of the bread and circus, and it's part of the whole game, or it's part of his pledge or his oath or whatever else.
Or is his ego so big?
I mean, it could be that too. But I'll tell you this. I just think, man.
I'm just saying, what the fuck were you thinking, bro? You had 6 months to
That's what I'm
liquidate your
saying.
shit and be the fuck out. Because I would have been ghost, bro. I was like, you know what?
But again,
I'll talk to y'all from this island.
The same way he gets placed in this, and the people that he had to shake hands with and make deals with, I mean,
So you say when he originally got put on, They said you're gonna have a certain amount of year run.
I think it's
and
possible.
You
make the most.
You got listen. Your thing is you're gonna be a superstar, but your downfall has to come with this because we have another agenda on the
This
side.
is the other reason you don't run. That instantly shows you're guilty.
Who?
If you really truly doesn't think he's guilty,
Nick.
he's not going to leave. He's not going to run.
Nick, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm guilty or not. I'm not spending one. I'm not built for jail, bro. And I know Diddy ain't built for jail. Get the fuck out.
Maybe he is with all this freaky. All freaky stuff.
Maybe he's been built for jail for all these years. We didn't know it.
I mean, here's the thing. Again, we brought it up last week, so it's kind of repetitive, but it's like these people do the same shit. Like Sammy the Bull did the same shit. Why would he get busted, snitch on the mob, move to Arizona, and then start slanging ecstasy with high school kids?
Right.
I mean, what was he thinking? That they weren't ever going to come for him? Again, you got to be a government informant at that point, and then at a certain point, they pull the plug on you. I got to think there's other agreements in place, either with the government or higher up, that allow you to run around, and either you don't know when they're pulling the plug, or it's about time. And for people who think that's so far-fetched and silly, Google or YouTube, the 60 Minutes interview with Bob Dylan, one of the most famous rock stars ever. And what's his name? The brother with the beard on there. I can't remember his name, but he interviews him, and he goes, well, what makes you do this? Come on, you can retire. You got all this money in the world. I got to keep my promise. It's a true interview. And he goes, what promise? The promise I made to the chief. Well, who's the chief? Well, he's not of this world. It's a real interview. And he goes, what do you mean? You know who he is. He's the person that runs everything. I made my promise. He goes, for what? For fame and fortune and, whatever. And now I got to hold my end of the bargain. And he says it on an interview. And again, we can just keep brushing it off and, and saying whatever. Or we can start maybe being a little more open-minded and thinking maybe this world, if it doesn't make sense to you, maybe you're not thinking of it or looking at it at the right angles through the right lenses.
Oh, the one thing we might need to touch on next time, there was an explosive interview came out. A gentleman said that he was there the night that Kurt Cobain died, and that it wasn't suicide. And he named a bunch of names as far as people that were involved. And supposedly he had just come back from rehab. A bunch of them were doing drugs. There was some type of issue. They asked some people to leave, and then 3 people stayed behind. And as they were leaving, they heard the gunshot go off, and supposedly they basically set it up to make it look like a suicide, and that's why a lot of the stuff doesn't really make sense in the crime scene. So, but he came out, he named names. We'll have to discuss it next time because it's pretty crazy.
I mean, go ahead. I'll leave this for my thought of the day. You guys.
All right. Sounds good. All right, man. I'll start out because this shit just happened yesterday.
Crazy.
We get on the show. We're always talking about, tomorrow's never promised, and make sure you spend time with your loved ones and stuff like that. And it's great to see. But yesterday was brought home to me firsthand. Just to give you kind of a brief overview of what happened yesterday. Just coming home from average day doing a delivery. Was going back out to my car to fill my truck back up, and come to find out there was a man who was my next door neighbor. He was laying down. I didn't really understand why he was laying there. Maybe he was sunbathing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So, curiosity, just want to make sure, my neighbors is okay. Walked over to him, got up close to him, realized the man was purple in the face. Stuff was already coming out of his mouth, and he was passed away. I nudged his foot to see if he was, still breathing, stuff like that. We're okay. And he was already dead. He was already gone. It was a crazy, surreal moment for me, just, having to talk with the police, having to see a dead body right there. Like I said, I've seen them at funerals all the time, but, just seeing up close and personal, me actually walking up on one. And we just talk about how precious life is, you know what I'm saying? And, 2 days ago, this man didn't think he was going to be fucking gone, gone tomorrow. Again, man, I can't reiterate it more. We need to kind of step back, like I said, we got a lot of bullshit, that's going on in our lives and stuff like that. And bullshit's going on everywhere. But what we can control is, our lives and our loved ones and stuff like that. We need to give them, kisses because it's short, man. It can be gone tomorrow. And so that's what I'm saying is just make a conscious effort, bro. Just make a conscious effort for the people that are in your life to touch them. Even just pick up the phone for 5 minutes. Is just say, hello, I'm thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to make no exclusives. Or, make up with that fucking person that will you and fight over some bullshit ass fucking, excuse of a fight or whatever. It's too short, man. It's way too short. And like I said, it got brought home so quick to me yesterday. And like I said, I just hugged my girl, and I'm just so appreciative of her, and love being able to sit up on this panel with you guys, you know what I'm saying, another day. So I just want to say, man, just really, man, just take your time and love each and every day that you have on this world. So.
Well, I'm going to add to that because that kind of ties into my thought of the day. Life, there's a lot of experience, a lot of things that happen. One thing that's for sure is all good things are going to come to an end, whether that's a vacation, your favorite TV show, whatever, relationships, obviously people are going to pass away. So all good things come to an end. Live in the moment and appreciate what you have while you have it. Because again, tomorrow's not promised, and you don't know. You might be like, hey, I'll do this the next day, or example I always get. One of my favorite comedians of all time was Mitch Hedberg, and right before he passed away, like 2 weeks before, he was performing here in Arizona. I really wanted to go. I was trying to get people to go. No one wanted to go, and I was like, you know what? I'll just catch him next time. And 2 weeks later, he OD'd and died, and it's just like that. That put something in me, like I'm never going to just wait and say, I'll catch that person next time, or I'll go see that next time, because there may never be a next time. Mm-hmm. So get out there and live in the moment and appreciate what you got.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of saying the same thing, just keeping on the same vibe. I've said this before, because people always go, the conspiracy theorists, hey, what's your plan? What are you going to do? You seem to, you think you have the ideas of what's going on, and, maybe you do, maybe you don't. You at least have a pulse on it, or at least you have an open mind to it. But at the end of the day, it seems like what we're talking about, not being negative, but being realistic. What can you really do about it, right? And again, I always say, again, have that good energy, show the people good energy in your life, and different things like that, because that's what you can control, and that's what's going to get you the most in your journey, in this life. And I'll just say in the next, for lack of a better term. As we grow, we evolve for the better, and we evolve positively in the right vibrations. With that said, too, a quick story, my cousin, shout out to my cousin Marshall back home in Vallejo, he always watches the show, so he's texting me, and I forget, I go, how'd you hear about that? Like, give me, hey man, you got trouble with them scorpions? You did? I go, how'd you hear that? Did my mom talk to your mom? Okay. No, bro, it's just the podcast, so shout out to him, man, he loves, and let me tell you, man, those two, him and his little brother Jarrett, man, they're like, Marshall's a year younger than me, and Jarrett's like 3 years younger. Mm-hmm. They both went to my high school. Me and Marshall played football, together and stuff, and we kind of went out, and I used to go over at their house all the time because I'm an only child, so I love going to their court, because they always had like all these people playing, like even to do the things back to the hotel. Mm-hmm. Shout out JT from InterDP was in their court. They had a bunch of kids, so I'd go, my mom would drop me off. And I just play all day with the kids and, whatever, love that shit. We get to high school, you go your separate ways. I think he went into, a little bit, lack of a better term, he knows what he did. He went his way, I went my way. Mm-hmm. It was always love, but it was like, just differences. We sometimes would go to the clubs, when I was like, when I got into college a little bit, but then we kind of, just life takes you in different ways. So when I pop back into Vallejo and some of the trips even with us, mm-hmm. And then I go see Raj or Toe or whatever, and Raj is real close with my cousins. What's it called? They'd be like, damn, man, we heard Mitch was in town, and man, he goes to see Raj, you don't see his family, you don't see his cousins, and I'm like, I'm just so caught up in what are we doing, and it's catching up, mm-hmm. You don't really think about it. And then I had one of the saddest things ever was, I think it was 2008, I can't remember the exact date, but I had to go back home for his daughter's funeral. Mm-hmm. His daughter, man, like, she passed away, she was either 8 or 9, man, and like it was one of the toughest funeral I've ever been to. And what's it called? And then the next time I remember really, really catching up with him was at his dad's funeral, which was, a few years ago. And right then, I remember we're doing some shots of 42, in the garage, and we're just talking, him and Jared, and what's it called? I was like, man, the next time we see each other, it's not going to be over a funeral. I promise that. And I'm going to make a concerted effort, because I love them cats. Just sometimes you get caught up in life, and and I remember then Jared surprised me at my 50th, Raj brought him. I'm like, what the hell? And it was just crazy, man. So we got this amazing relationship. Like we text almost on the weekends, him and Raj, and we're on the same text. And that text has a lot of meaning, you know. And it's so great to be able to, you know, to reach back out and keep that relationship growing. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got to let the people know that they mean, you know, what they mean to you, and they're part of your journey, and you appreciate and love them. So again, just kind of going on with what you guys are saying and growth. You know, sometimes I think I was selfish, or you just get blinded by trying to move too fast. You're younger, you want to move too fast, do too many things, and realize you don't have all that time. You got to appreciate the time you have.
There you go. All right, my brother. All right, 2 out of 10, we out, baby. We love you.